video and articles about deal or no deal. Let me give you the picture. Here's the scenario. Wholesaler has a house. The wholesaler's this lady you know. She's a good realtor. She has a house. She says it's worth $125,000 for a retail buyer. She's willing to sell it to you for $70,000, but it needs some work. It's a fixer-upper. So $70,000 plus you have to pay both sides of the closing costs and her fees. $20,000 in repairs, and you know from experience that when you go to sell a $125,000 house, you're going to have to list it on the MLS, and a realtor is going to find it. They're going to want 3%. So it's probably going to end up costing you, before it's all over, about $8,000. And I'll tell you how you can sell it for that much, because typically it costs 10% or about $12,000, but you can probably sell it for $8,000 if you sell it yourself with a flat fee listing. So I'll get into that in just a couple seconds, but let's go over the scenario one more time. ARV, $125,000. You can buy it for $70,000 plus costs. Now, what are the costs? You're gonna have to pay both sides of the closing costs, because the wholesaler wants $2,500 plus her share of the closing costs and your share of the closing costs. So that's going to cost you about $5,000. So now the $70,000 house really is costing you $75,000, and if you finance it, it's going to cost you a little bit more. So she says that it has $20,000 in repairs, and you know it's going to cost about $8,000 to sell it. So let's add it up. You got $70,000 plus 5 is $75,000 plus 20 for repairs, so that's $95,000 plus 8. You got $103,000. If you sell it for $125,000, well, that leaves you a nice profit. So that's good if you can really do it. So you're going to go see the house, and you're going to see if both the ARV is true at $125,000 and if repairs are true at $20,000. What typically happens when you go to a wholesale house is the house won't quite sell for as much as the wholesaler says it's going to sell for, and the repairs are going to cost a little bit more than what it costs. Always happens every time. Don't have time to go into detail why that usually happens, but if you call me, I'll explain it to you. It's just part of the trade. It's how the wholesalers have to do in order to sell a house. And I'm going to give you the 1-minute reason why at the end of the video, so stick around. So you walk into the house, the wholesaler told you it's going to need a roof and an air conditioner and some painting. And it's also got a swimming pool that's green, so that's going to cost. So now you know it has a roof, an air conditioner, and a green pool. So what's that going to cost? A roof costs $275 per 100 square foot of roof. So you calculate that out, and it's going to be about $8,000. And a good quality air conditioner that will really sell the house easily. If you have a new roof and a new air conditioner, the house is going to sell. It's just a matter of how much and how much everything's going to cost. So you know, $8,000 for a roof, $4,000 for an air conditioner, you're at $12,000 right there, and plus you're going to $1,000 for a pool, that's $13,000. So can you do the rest of the house for $7,000? That's the question. Flooring, painting inside and out, touching up the kitchen or replacing the kitchen. If you need a bathroom and a kitchen, it's going to cost you more than $8,000. A kitchen, typically the cheapest you're going to get by on a kitchen, if you replace the cabinets, the countertop, and the sink, is $6,000. You'll learn that. If you got to completely redo and retile a bathroom and put a new tile down the floor, you're going to spend almost $4,000. Now there are tricks. If you learn about Duraglaze here in Orlando, they can come in, they don't paint the tiles, they reglaze them. So for about $400, you can get the tiles that look just like they've been replaced. So that'll save you thousands. And if the floor is good, and the vanity's good, you can save a bathroom. So that's one trick. So let's say the bathrooms are good, but you need a kitchen. Well, if you need a kitchen, a roof, an air conditioner, green pool, and paint, you're over $20,000, trust me. You're probably $22,000 right there on that type of house, a kitchen for that style house. So now you're getting, is the house truly worth $125,000? Now, if the house has a converted garage that they're counting as square feet, so you don't have a garage, you need to subtract from the ARV, and that will get you every time. Ask me how I know. I've been through it. If a house doesn't have a garage, it's hard to sell. And you can't totally add in all the square footage on the ARV. So now your ARV's been squeezed down, your repair bill's been squeezed up. Will you make money? And the answer is probably no. Not if you have to pay closing costs on both sides. So no deal. Part 2 coming up. Okay, now for part 2. So we have no deal. I also told you I would explain to you how you can save $3,500 by selling the house yourself with a flat listing broker. I work for Sand Dollar Realty, and my broker Rob has a system where you can sell it yourself for $300. That will save you about $3,500 to do a flat listing. If you own the house yourself, you can sell it yourself, no problem, with a flat listing for $300, and that will save you over $3,000. So I also said that if you stuck around, I'd explain to you why it was a no deal, and also why in general most wholesale deals are no deals. So I don't have time to explain to you why that one in particular was a no deal, but if you call me, I'll put the number up on the screen. Call me and I'll take 20 minutes and I'll explain to you why typically that's not a deal. So why are most wholesale deals not good deals? And here's why. Because if I find a wholesale deal that I could wholesale and make $5,000, or I could just flip it myself and make $20,000, what do you think I'm going to do? Every wholesaler is the same. They're going to flip it themselves. I mean, that's just human nature. So if I find a really good deal, I'm going to flip it myself, just like every other wholesaler. If there's a slim margin that I think can only make about $10,000 after you pay $5,000 wholesale deal, I'll just wholesale it, charge you $5,000, and you'll make $10,000. But that's too much risk. So here's another scenario. We can partner together. I have partners that will split it 50-50, and I pay them 6% interest on their money. But I'm looking for a little bit better deal. So truly, if you're interested in partnering with me, click the form below here, fill out the second form, and in there it tells me a little bit about you. So I'll get a text message, and then I'll call you in about 2 or 3 hours, and we'll go over it. So thanks for watching. Just click on the form below. Remember to like and save this video. Good investing.